Yo guys, what is up? It is Teachers Game 2 coming at you again with another video, and as you can see there are tons of Pteranodons behind me, but I'm going to show you today how to use ordering groups and why they're important. Now a lot of people don't actually use these, and it's really quite unfortunate because they are super important and they will make your life a lot easier. It's a little bit of a setup to start out, I'm not going to lie to you, that's just how they are, but it is well worth the outcome. Now what you can do, for example, I've got five different distinct creatures here. Kentros, dodos, Ankies, Velonosaurs. Over in the back, you can see him kind of. There's my griffin. He's just hanging. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and made ordering groups for each of these types of creatures. Now, in order to access an ordering group, what you do, it's pretty easy. Right here where it sees like the dinosaur footprint, that technically it's a T-Rex footprint, but we won't go into that detail. Click on it, or if you're on console, scroll over to it, and you'll see these group number options show up. Now, what you do is actually pretty easy. Group Kentrosaurus Patrol. You can see Petros all let me put in there. Dodo Squad, aka the Dodos, and then I've got my Metal Runners in my group 3. Now, you can see on the right hand side it lets you list all of the things that are inside of that group, so you can be like, ooh, he belongs, he belongs, he belongs, he belongs, he doesn't. You can click over there and get rid of him if you want to remove that tame from it. Super nice to have. Now let me tell you why. A lot of people are like, okay, great, what's the value of this? You can see that I am around a bunch of tames right now, right? However, if I want to look specifically at my Kentrosaurus Patrol Squad, all I have to do is set them as my active group. And let's say I'm like, hey, I want you guys on neutral, and specifically, I want you guys to attack this target. Maybe, please, attack this target. There we go. My Kentros will all go to attack that target, whereas everything else, you look at it, just chills. Now, great. You're like, okay, so that's got a little bit of value. I still don't see the point yet. Now I'm going to go ahead and eat this body because I don't like when they're there. It just frustrates me. A little bit of an OCD side of myself. There we go. So yeah, you can set them. Now here's another cool thing. You can also, oh boy, here we go. This guy's coming to hang out. Whistle attack this target. No, there we go. And they're going to go after him too. Now as you can see, they've got the eggs, all that kind of stuff. But another great thing is if you've ever, I'm sure you've had this happen before, but if you ever J-whistle inside your base, it's an absolute nightmare. It's chaos. Watch what happens with the J-whistle here. If I'm whistled onto group 1, the only people that follow me is group 1. So you could actually, if you're not looking to get a bunch of things to follow you, you can leave yourself on a specific group, for example. Now let's talk about what you can do with this. This is my griffin. I don't want anyone else touching him. I can set him to a tame group. Modify ordering groups. Add a creature to my group. You can see I don't want to add them to the Kentrosauruses, the Dodos, the Metal Runners. I'm going to make a group 4. Maybe. It's not going to let me. Add him to go. Oh, he's already on group 4. Sweet. Just making sure. So he's on group 4. Now what I can do is I can go inside my tame groups, 4, set as my active. I'm going to call it my tames. Let's say I'm in a big tribe and I'm like, I like to be able to whistle my tames to follow me when I need them. I'm on my tames. As you can see, my griffin is inside of it. This is my tames. Now I'm going to go ahead and J-whistle. Here's everybody else's tames, let's pretend. I just want my griffin. I don't want to whistle follow, blah, 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 blah. There's my J-whistle. And look who comes a-calling. Just the griffin. So you can also not only get your tames out of this, but you can set things. Let's say if you're in a boss fight, for example, like I do all the time. Let's say you want a specific group to attack something and someone else not to. I don't know, Velonosaurs. Perfect. In order to set them to a group and a bunch of them, modify ordering groups, add creature to group. We're going to say not my tames. We're going to go ahead and put them in group 5. And we're going to put all of these guys into group 5. Now, okay, get stuck on the tail, obviously. But what this is going to do is actually really nice because if I want these guys to attack versus not attack, now all I have to do is have them highlighted in group 5. And I can say, okay, this group attack, well, this group stays back, or these guys go and these guys don't. Because a lot of times I find that if you're like, oh, I want to whistle attack all, but I can't, so I have to whistle neutral on some, so on and so forth. Why are you up there? Okay, you're going to go ahead and follow me because you're stuck up on top of a rock, you jerk. There we go. So, as you can see right now, we're going to go modify and put them into group 5. Now, these guys just all got to put into group 5. Go to tame groups. Go to my group 5. I'm going to rename this, and I'm going to go ahead and name this Velos, so I know that they're in there. You can see what's inside of that over here. Gonna go ahead and rename that group. You can clear the tames out of it if you really want to. I don't usually, I mean, you've got 10 slots. It's really hard to use all of these. I'm gonna set my velos as my active group. You see a little star show up just to make sure you know that. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and whistle unfollow on these guys. I'm gonna whistle attack my target. I'm gonna say, okay, nobody else move. And we're gonna go ahead and say, okay, attack this target. And the only group that moves, the Velonosaurus. Now again, let's do a J whistle because let's pretend I'm in a boss fight here. This is sometimes how I do this stuff. And you're like, how did those things move and the other ones didn't? J whistle these guys. And we're just going to have these guys follow us. I'm in the middle of a bunch of tames. None of them are following me. How awesome is that? Now I'm going to say, okay, boys, now that you followed me, or girls, whatever you happen to be, let's go and attack this target. And they do. Boom. It's literally that easy. And you can just whistle this group around and have them do whatever you want. And they will just shred everything. Just like you see there, they'll go chase it down, so on and so forth. I'm going to go and whistle them to passive. I'm going to unfollow them. Now that I check this out. Now they're taking damage. Nothing's moving. And I can be like, oh, I need to freak out and take that thing out. And there they go. Now, I'm going to go ahead and whistle unfollow, whistle passive on them again. Now, let's say I'm like, okay, I don't need to use this group anymore. All you have to do to get rid of it is click, if you want these groups not selected at all, clear my active group. Now, you could say, okay, I don't want to do this. I want to set my tames. Let's go get my tame. Where is he? I don't know where he is. J Whistle. Where are you, buddy? J Whistle. Where is my friend? My Griffin, where are you at? And boom, he just lifts off and he says, oh, you were talking about me. Boom, you've got him. Super useful. A lot of people don't utilize this feature, which is sad because, you know, it really is something that's nice to have. If you want to pull dodos out of an area, if you want to pull specifically your metal tames, your metal runners, you can name a group called the metal runners. Things I've done in the past that you can also just have a boss fighter, like a boss Rexes thing. So you pull out just your boss Rexes and they all step forward where the other ones don't. Let's say you've got like breeders, you can set one as like group 7 is pull your 3 or 4 breeders out. They will follow you so you don't have to go in and look at all the stuff. It's really something that's helpful. I really hope that this helps you guys out. It's something that I use all the time. So if you don't utilize it yet, you probably should. This is just a quick little tutorial how to do it. Obviously, as you can see, there's a lot of stuff here, but hopefully it helps you out. And hopefully you enjoyed this little video, and Teachers Game 2 out.